next guest is reality TV legend, actress, and businesswoman. Please welcome Tami Roman.
Come on, Tami.
Yes, so good to see you.
Great to see
in
you.
person.
I
Good
love
to be
that
here.
color on you.
Thank you.
So
Thank
good.
you so much.
Listen, you and your followers do a thing and you guys have such a great time, but I feel like sometimes you ask them to weigh in on things. Do their answers ever shape how you speak or what you say?
No.
Think
I
about
got
it,
my
Tami.
own
Simple.
point of view and I stick with it. But I like to hear what other people have to say.
You
No.
never hear a comment and you're like, damn, I never thought about it that way.
No.
No.
Well, the question was, does it shift how I
Right.
feel
Yeah.
about something? And no, it doesn't. But I like to hear what people's thoughts are on certain things. Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
So
yeah.
recently you asked, puffy Cheetos or crunchy Cheetos tells you a lot about someone.
Yes, it does.
What does it tell you?
Well, crunchy people are very outspoken, very outgoing, sometimes a little brash, have great candor. Where the puffs people are, you know, they're airy. They're peace lovers. They don't like confrontation. They want to put something in their mouth and let it just dissolve.
Yes, I love
That's
that.
why I love a good puff. Let it melt in your mouth.
Me too. And which one are you?
I am crunchy. I am crunchy. I want to chew it up.
What does it
And we
mean
love
when
that
I'm
about
just
you.
like, what do you like better, puffs or crunchy? And I'm like, Cheetos, yes. I will take all
take
the
all of them.
Cheetos.
That's not answering the question.
That's confused.
I like all the Cheetos. One of the things we also love is you and your Bonnet Chronicles. We love seeing you go on there. You rant about every and anything. Do you ever feel like, man, there's gonna come a day where I'm not gonna know what to talk about? Or like, are there days when you're stumped, you're like, what are we talking about today?
No.
Never.
I'm never at a loss for words.
Yeah.
I think that we interact with people consistently throughout the day, so there's always going to be an experience that you can talk about. The problem I find nowadays is people are so sensitive
Oh my God.
that it's not, can I talk about it? It's, should I talk about it? You know?
Yeah.
Right.
Cancel culture is real.
It's
They
real.
are so real.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I did a Bonnet Chronicle about my nail lady.
Yeah.
And I had a whole organization come after me saying that, you know, like I was talking about that culture. And I was like, well, that's what happens at the nail shop. You know, it's like certain things are just what they are.
Oh
you
my
know?
God. But you can't talk
But
about
you
that
can't
anymore.
say that stuff
No,
anymore.
you
But-
cannot.
No, but you definitely speak your truth. And recently, you and your husband, Reggie Youngblood,
Yes.
you guys talked about that you're considering surrogacy.
Oh, wow.
Any updates? Anything you want to share with us, or how were you
How's
guys
that
doing?
been?
Yeah.
It's on pause.
Is it?
Okay, why?
Yeah, I feel like I'm at a point where my career is starting to do and reward me for all of my efforts and the time that I've been in this business.
Yep.
And a baby for me right now would just not
Yeah.
be the thing to do.
Yeah.
So what I offered him was an opportunity for us to take a break for a year or two
What?
and let him go find someone to have a child with.
Stop it.
And then when he has his baby, we could get back together.
You
So
would
wait a minute, wait a
genuinely
minute,
be
wait a
okay
minute.
with that.
Hold on. So
Yeah.
you're giving him permission. So what happens, let's say he follows through and has this baby. Do you help raise the baby?
I would help raise the baby. It's just I don't want to have it. I don't want to go get my eggs and all that. It's really more
Wow,
about him
you're
being
so
able
forward.
to have his legacy here because he's an only child.
And he doesn't have children.
And he does not have any children. So it's really more for
Wow.
him than it is for me.
Would
That's
the
very
baby's
selfless.
mother be around to also raise the child?
Yeah, I believe in co-parenting. I think
Okay.
that's a very valuable part of a child's life. If the parents aren't together, you need to learn how to co-parent.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I could be there and love the child as if,
That
you
is
know,
very selfless.
my
I
own.
can't say as a woman I would give my man permission.
Yeah.
What
yeah,
you
I
get to
would.
do during that year?
Well, I'm
her career.
I am a one penis woman, so even though we will be on break, I would not entertain any other men because that would still be my husband. I'm just giving him the opportunity to go have a child.
Got it. And he can only have it with one. You like find that one woman
Yes.
for the one child. This is not a
Yes.
free-for-all year.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. But he said.
What did he say?
He said.
I was gonna say.
I don't want that. I
Oh.
fell in love with you. You're the woman that I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. And if God put me here and I'm not supposed to have children, then that's what it is.
How did you feel hearing that?
it was a blessing and a curse, because I was like, he really loves me, but then at the same time, I felt like I was being selfish. You know, like our relationship has a selfish element to it, because I really do want him to have children. I just can't be the person to do that.
But you know what? You can have children in all different ways now, right?
Yeah.
In terms of adoption and all.
Yes, yes.
Wow, that's amazing. I
Yeah.
have never heard a woman say that, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
She's a first for a lot of things, okay? Let's talk about the real world where you made your initial mark. I remember watching. The original cast of The Real World LA are about to appear on The Real World Homecoming LA. Your season originally premiered in 1993. How do you feel reality TV has changed since then?
Oh my God, it's so completely different. We were so young. They put us in a house, the entire house was wired, and they really just wanted us to live our lives, whatever your life was. Now, you show up, you've got, scenes, you know, who you're gonna be in the scene with, you know, what you're supposed to be talking about, you know, where you're gonna, restaurant you're gonna meet at. You got a PA to drive you to the scene. You know, we didn't have any of that. We barely got paid, you know what I mean? So it was completely different back then, so yeah.
How was it when you went back to the house? Had you been back?
Well, I wore these red shoes because the whole time I kept thinking, there's no place like home. There's no place like home. I just wanted to get the hell out of there.
Really?
Really, I really and truly did.
Did you have PTSD from going back?
Yes,
Did anything flashbacks?
yes. Well, they showed us all the clips of
they did.
every experience we had in the house. So for me, it was a little PTSD-ish.
Yeah.
The David incident, the abortion, seeing my mom on camera who passed away in 2013, getting my mouth wired. There were a lot of things that I did on that show that were groundbreaking at the time.
Yes.
But to see them again and have to relive them and have conversations about them was a little, it had me a little on edge.
Yes, I can understand that.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? We have a clip. Prepare for more. After she said that, I'm like, and we have a clip that we'd like you to watch. The Real World Homecoming LA. Check it out.
Growing up, I was homeless for a long time.
When my mother lost her job and we were forced out of our home, we had to live in her Toyota, barely eating, just trying to survive.
I was dealing with the very poignant time in my life.
Let me tell you something about you.
Living with these people, it was hard for me.
Come on, where y'all at? Let's get this thing on.
Okay.
How do you feel watching that now? I see that you're emotional.
Seeing my mom just always makes me very emotional. I'm sorry.
No, it's real. It's
I didn't know she
real.
was going to be in the package. It was a blessing in the sense that the first time I did the show, I was not present. I felt like Seabiscuit most of the time, you know, going through living my life. That's what they asked me to do. I don't know these people, probably wouldn't interact with them. I'm just trying to coexist and get to the end of the 6 months.
Yeah.
This time around, I want to know these people. I want to know what's happening in your life. I want to know how you've grown, what you've been doing. Are you married? Do you have children? So it was important for me to finish what I started. I feel like in '93, we started a genre, an era, something that has lasted 30 years.
Yes.
So going back was like bringing it full circle, putting
You're
the cap
aware
on.
and you're grown and you're really seeing them.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
It was good in that way.
Good.
But not everybody's changed.
Oh, well then there's that.
Okay, Tami, you're always trending on social media because you pose some of the most interesting questions to your followers. Well, today, we wanted to pose those questions back to you to see what you think. This is Tami Asks Tami.
Yikes! Here we go.
Prepare yourself.
Tami, the first one, on November 11th, you tweeted, do any of you have the one that got away? If you had the opportunity to get them back, what would you say in 6 words? Well, Tami.
6 words.
Do you
I'm
have one that got
glad
away?
you gone, sir. Bye.
So you
I don't want her back.
There's nobody.
I do not have one that
she's
got
in
away.
love.
Everybody that's gone, thank God.
Okay.
I hear that.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. On November 6th, you asked your followers, you ever suggested something to do and get other people involved, and then when the time comes, you don't want to do it anymore? Well?
Story of my life. I mean, I'm sure you've all been there. It's like, you know, you want to go on a road trip, you want to go to dinner. It's like, let's go to the movies. And then it's like the time comes and it's like, I don't want to do it.
Exactly. Why did I say
Why
yes?
why did I suggest it?
Okay.
You know, you're the person who suggested. It's like, ugh.
Yeah.
I'd be like, please cancel plans with me, please.
Yeah,
Help me.
exactly. All right, so here's another one. It's a little more PG-13. On October 29th, you asked if you have to remove one sex position from your bag of
So
strategic
PG.
and never do it again, which one are you letting go?
To keep it daytime, the opposite of 96. The flip of 96.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We're gonna let that one go.
We're gonna let that one go.
Yeah, it takes too much energy. I need to focus on what you're doing to me. I can't be trying to do you too.
Okay. You're a mess.
Lord.
I love it.
I hear that. Okay, I'm excited to hear your answer for this one. On October 26th, you went deep and asked your followers if you met the perfect mate. I mean, you really feel this is the one. Then they asked you to be a part of a polygamous relationship with 2 other women.
Yeah.
All bills paid, car paid off, and $2,500 a month stipend with Tuesdays and Thursdays as your relationship days. Would you share? What's your answer, Tami?
Well, for me, if the stipend was a little more,
A little higher.
a little higher on the stipend. Because I feel like most women, you know, men have a tendency to not really be committed in relationships, and you're probably sharing him anyway.
Ooh.
So if I only got to see you on Tuesdays and Thursdays and all my stuff is taken care of, and a higher stipend, maybe.
Okay.
At this, you know, at 51, I'm 51, so maybe.
Amazing.
I would share.
Yeah.
That way I ain't
I'm
got to deal with
gonna listen to both of y'all because I ain't there yet.
I ain't
not
gotta
there
see
yet.
that much. I ain't gotta see it.
I can do it
Well,
too.
I'm also the woman who said, hey, honey, go have a baby with
Right,
somebody
exactly.
else. So
There we go.
It's a different
Exactly.
mentality. You know, I'm just at an age
You're at a
where it's
different
like,
place.
yeah, I'm at a different place. Now, at your age, yeah, I'd be like, it's all about me.
Right.
You know, we in this thing together, you know. I'd be that girl. But at 51, it's like, child, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Can we
It's
just
good for
make it
me.
Tuesdays?
Okay. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Tami, thank you so much for hanging out with us and always
Thank
keeping it so real. Don't forget, The Real World Homecoming LA premieres on Paramount Plus on November 24th.